Satnam, everyone. Welcome to the Super Health Introductory Workshop. We are very, very honored and happy to host Mukta Kaur and Emily from Super Health, and I shall leave the floor to them to introduce themselves. Satnam.
Satnam. Hi, everybody. I'm Emily. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, USA. And I want to say hello and thank you for coming, Satnam. So can we go around the room and introduce ourselves, say where you're tuning in from, and say a couple words about why you came today? Just about 30-second share. And just feel free to unmute and come on in.
Hello, I'm Elsa, and I'm come from the Netherlands, where I like to learn more about vitality and health. So that's my reason that I came here to the workshop.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hello, this is Marie.
Hi, Marie. We know Marie.
So I'm Marie. I live in Spain, but at the moment I'm in Stockholm for Christmas to see my family. And why I come, I love Super Health. It's so good. I really like it so much. So I just wanted to join you.
Thanks so much for coming, Marie. Satnam.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Belén, and I'm in Spain, in Madrid. I'm doing the training, the first level of training of Yoga Kundalini with Nanida. And I'm very interested, especially in the disorders linked to the eating. Then I would like also to know if it's applicable.
Great. You came to the right place. Satnam. Thanks for being here. Anybody else who's joined want to introduce yourself, say where you're from, say a couple words about why you came today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Sandra from Guatemala. I'm a medical doctor. I practice as a pediatrician and homeopath, and I'm interested in this health, talks, and of course Kundalini Yoga practice too.
Great.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Satnam.
Thank you, Satnam.
Anybody else? Well, I'll take this opportunity to introduce Mukta. She is the director of Super Health. She has been practicing and teaching these teachings for decades. She works with people recovering from addiction and mental health. And here she is. Welcome, Mukta.
Thank you. Thank you. My goodness. Okay, well, it's absolutely wonderful being here with you today, and we're so happy people from all over the world. It's a global phenomenon of what we're experiencing with the need for even these teachings with recovery, mental health, and substance abuse. But these are the times that we're upon, and this information is priceless. So before we start, let us just tune in with Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo. And if you are new, it just is tuning into the teacher within, that ultimately you are your own teacher. And this helps us to tune into that teacher within. So we'll place our palms together at the heart center. Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo. So I will chant this, and if the others could just please mute your sound, and we'll chant this 3 times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale deeply. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Adgire Name, Jagadgire Name, Satgire Name, Siddhi Guru Dev Name. Adgire Name, Jagadgire Name, Satgire Name, Siddhi Guru Dev Name. Adgire Name, Jagadgire Name, Satgire Name, Siddhi Guru Dev. Satnam. Okay, so I am here as the director of Super Health, and I had the opportunity to learn these teachings directly with Yogi Bhajan. He came here in the very late 1960s and started to see that so many of the young people, they were actually seeking a more spiritual essence of life, but at the same time, they didn't know how to get there. And so what they were discovering is they would have this spiritual experience, but in this little pill, which was called a drug. And the drug would get them there. But of course, they were dependent on the drug in order to have that opening, that spiritual enlightenment. And one of the first things that he said is drugs are a drag. He never supported the illegal use of drugs. And I'm not talking about prescription drugs. We're talking about recreational drugs. And always said that drugs are a drag, that ultimately, yes, the drugs did open you up. But at the same time, it was, you had to do it on your own. You had to have enough stamina, enough energy within your own internal self to be able to withstand that experience of that openness. He didn't want people to overamp themselves either if it's done unnaturally and they're not ready for it. So it was a whole science. And it was just something that I gravitated toward as just something very interesting, how the yoga application could really help with this area of work that some people were actually addicted and had real serious problems that we started to work with. And so I really learned through the School of Hard Knocks, not only, how the particular Kriya or particular meditation, or even a food or a diet or a juice blend would be so effective, but how also we're working with humans, with people, with real sensitivity, with real feelings and issues and pain that each person was experiencing. And I hadn't originally been formally trained to do this. I mean, eventually I did have to get licensed and actually learn through, different degrees. But in the beginning, it was like learning just by talking to people and working with them what their real issues are. And this is what I found out, is that drugs is not really the problem. Alcohol, that's not really the problem. Food, codependency, gambling, smoking, all that is not really the problem. So what is? Let's get to the root of what the problem is. And it starts from very, very early childhood. And I know one of the things that he used to talk a lot about was you could be a potential, and I'll use the word, drug, but you can fill in your own drug, whether your drug is food, whether your drug is relationships, whatever your drug of choice is. He said you could be a potential drug user by 3 years old. You could be confirmed as a user by 7 years old. And you could be guaranteed, confirmed into it by 11 years old. This was something that was very, very new and very interesting for me. So young, and you're already getting molded, getting cemented into that kind of behavior, into that kind of belief system. And so that's what really prompted me to start to learn more and more as I started to work with people. And so what I found out was that at that tender age, even going before 3 years old, let's go even back to infancy. Let's go even back to being in the womb. Okay? So if you're in the womb and the mother is very nurturing and caring, and she does her stretches, and she does her mantras and her chants, and she's happy and positive, the baby is definitely going to affect that, is going to experience that, all that good energy. The baby very much in the womb is also, that's the food for the baby as well. And so it has a more likely possibility of coming out with that kind of stimulation in his or her molecular structure. On the other hand, if the woman is just having a really, really hard time, she's constantly worried, she's constantly under stress, she's constantly doubtful and just, just really having, she may even be using while she's pregnant, even smoking. That's definitely also going to affect that child. The child might have learning disabilities before, just as they're even being born. They haven't even been born yet, and they already have disabilities. And so, but a lot of times people don't know about that. Or even if they do know about that, they're not in a position to discipline themselves to stop. So you're dealing with all different dynamics of the human spirit. And everyone is different at different levels of development. But the one thing that I did learn was that if they were nurtured in such a way, even as an infant, when they're so open, their crown, the top head of the top part of the baby's head is soft. The chakra, the crown chakra, is open. They're completely open. And so at that point, they're taking in all this energy. And so, but if they're constantly being, caressed and held and touched and loved, and even my dear son, my dear daughter, yes, I am your mother, I am your father. And with that, you are also a creature of our Creator, that there's something greater beyond yourself that you also belong to. And the proof of that is in the breath of life. As we are born, you know, whether you call it God or creator or universe, or you don't have to, you know, call it the source of life, infuses that breath within us. And that breath continues faithfully every day until that last breath. And if we remember that with a reverence, with every day, thank you for the breath of life, thank you. It's an attitude of reverence. It's an attitude of respect. That's definitely going to affect our life. So if the parents have that kind of attitude and remembrance for the child, and are very respectful of their energy when they're in the presence of that child. Let's say that parents are arguing, right? Arguing with the child there, this infant who's taking in this energy all the time. What might that infant do? They're arguing. What is he going to do? Is it natural if he might cry? Definitely. He might cry. And what is that cry saying? The cry is saying, I don't like this energy. Please stop. All right? Everyone agree? Please stop. So if the parents are respectful of that child, they'll stop. But let's face it, it's very hard to stop at a moment. But if they do, the child will be happy and will be catered to. They'll caress them and bring that child back to comfort and security. But if they continue to argue, the child is crying, all right? Then what might they do to the child in their continued arguing? What might they do to the child? What are some of the possibilities? They might take the child, maybe put it in another room so they don't have to hear it. Okay, might that be rejection? They're arguing, I'm crying and communicating, and they're saying, we don't want to hear from you. So that's one possibility. Or ignore. How important can I be for them if they're just putting me in another room? They're ignoring me so they could continue fighting. They may stick a cookie or a biscuit in their mouth. Now let me ask you, are they crying because because he's hungry? Not necessarily. He may be crying because he's expressing, I don't like this energy, please stop. So I'm crying with that reason, and they're sticking food in my mouth. So right there, from early age, he's learning a mismatch to my relationship to food. You know, we get into that. We have a whole other segment. Unfortunately, we don't have time here, but in other trainings about how eating disorders and food issues that we all have, we all end up having some kind of relationship to food that may not be the healthiest. But we learn to self-soothe. Food makes me emotionally feel better. It's a learned habit for many of us. And so they may stick a biscuit in my mouth. They may even slap him. Stop crying. And, you know, you're going to slap this child, this intuitive, intelligent being that's completely open. It's traumatizing. First of all, it's not even his fault. They're arguing, and I'm just trying to say, please stop. And they're slapping me. I'm going to learn that this might not be a safe environment. I don't feel cozy here. I don't feel safe here. I don't know when I'm going to get hit or yelled at. We hear the word trauma, childhood trauma, so many times. This is something so simple that could start that. And the child learns 3 years is coming very soon. And 7 years is right around the corner. And I'm growing and I'm learning this. I'm learning this is not a safe environment. I'm learning that they don't necessarily listen to me. I'm learning that they ignore me, they reject me, or they don't want to know what I think and feel. They just stick food in my mouth or they put me in another room. I'm learning this. And this gets imprinted into my psyche. And there I am at 11 years old. I am confirmed in whatever it is I believe. This is such a painful situation. I just want to go numb. I don't want to feel this. And once you get to that point, I don't want to feel this. There are many ways how you can get there. You could use drugs, you could use alcohol, you could use even food. Sometimes sedates us and numbs us to our emotions. We're in emotional pain. I'm angry. I'm fearful. I'm insecure. And they're all related to each other. We'll sum it up into emotional pain. Let me go numb from this emotional pain. I don't want to feel this every day of my life. And that works temporarily until one day you have to unwrap that and where true healing comes. And that's super health. Physically, mentally, and spiritually integrated into a whole being, into a human spirit as that identity of the human spirit. These teachings are precious because they're precise. This is the 21st century. Unfortunately, these problems will go on and on and on and on because the root cause doesn't change. People hurt each other. People put fear into each other. People ignore each other. And many times people in your family that you respect, parents, authority figures. You may put trust in someone that's not trustworthy. All these different scenarios happen. And so even each Kriya that we use, each meditation that we use, builds back that broken down nervous system. When a person takes drugs, it's toxic. They're toxins you're putting into your body. This is going to break down those vital systems that keep us healthy. Our nervous system, our glandular system, our circulatory system, our elimination, all these systems, our brain and how we think, our clarity, how we make decisions. All these drugs, alcohol, all this stuff, nicotine, it weakens us, it breaks us down. Fortunately, that it's not permanent unless a person is using so many drugs or for such a long period of time. It can be rebuilt. The system is very resilient. It wants to bounce back to natural good health. It responds very quickly once we start paying attention to it, once we start feeding it good food. And remember, the number one food is oxygen. Once we start training, breath of fire, long, deep breathing, deep inhale, deep, powerful exhale. Once we start doing these things, the body responds so beautifully, so quickly, no matter what their physical condition is. And the same thing with the mind. If you don't have your mind, you don't have yourself. You're just walking around completely confused in circles for your entire life. pretending that we know we're very together when we know we're as confused and indecisive as we could possibly be. But we could train ourselves how to be clear, how to be focused, how to know yourself. Ultimately and spiritually, each one of us has to get to that place where we know ourselves. Who are you? Yes, I understand this is going on and this is going on. Who knows if that's right? This is true. But in the middle of all this chaos and confusion, but who are you? But who are you? Not what you do. Who are you? Not how you spend your day, now how you earn your living. Who are you? It's a wonderful meditation to just take that time to get to that place to discover and build and grow who you are. So super health is a system fully integrated spiritually, mentally, physically, and even emotionally well integrated into that complete human being. It's not easy. It's constant work. We're dedicated to this every day. Even if we miss a day, we don't stop setting the alarm. There's always the next day to keep practice, to keep discipline ourselves, to get to that reality. Okay? And then the food is a whole other component with juices. And again, Yogi Bhajan gave very, very specific juice blends that had a certain effect on the healing system. And so what we do is we have a brief PowerPoint that I wanted to show you to outlay the different components of what you can do, maybe even in your own life to cleanse. But if you're working with somebody that is in recovery, that wants to cleanse, or even if they just want to just do a real cleanse for themselves, it's an excellent system. I know I've said a lot, but we will have time at the end of the program for questions. Okay? So let's go through this. So let's go back to the first, if you would, please. Okay, so this is break habits and addictive behavior. So it's not only substances, it's also behavior. You might say, well, what kind of behavior? Well, what do you do behaviorally that's addicting? Even the way you think, you know, even worry, negative mindset. Maybe you always see something as negative. You never see it positive. You always see something going wrong. You're always worried. You're always doubtful. We have gambling and even perfectionism. It manifests in so many ways. And if it doesn't bother you, if it's not an issue in your life, if it's a positive habit, of course, keep it. But if it's something that you're finding that's getting in the way, then it might be something that you want to take a look at. So this system is according to Yogi Bhajan, and give it the name Super Health. All right, so body, mind, and spirit fully integrated, that the human potential is unlimited, that we strive for our excellence, not just, well, I'm doing okay, I'm all right. But what about, no, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And I'm working toward that. So it's about, how is it different besides the yoga and meditation and specific food and diet? Not continuing to dwell in the past. We realize that people need to tell their story and let us know what their history is so that we could properly, even through our treatment plans, take care of them, but not to dwell there after they've told us not to constantly keep going back. No, but you don't understand. It was really terrible. It was really awful. It was really, No, I get it. I understand. I get it. No, you don't. It was really, really, really bad. Okay, okay. But sometimes that could be an addiction too. And that was a surprise to me because I thought people who maybe had a problem like this wanted to get well. But that was just my thinking, maybe they didn't, maybe they wanted to stay a victim. And I didn't realize that before, but so that was a new learning experience for me. The root cause. Remember, drugs is not the issue. Alcohol is not the problem. Food is not the problem. Get to the root of it. Just so angry at something that happened. Most of the time, it's way back years ago that created it. That made me so angry. That made me so scared. That made me so reactive or fearful. I don't trust. Whatever the issue is. And once you start looking at that and working on that and giving that safety, the need for that substance or behavior starts to, you could start working on that and chipping away, and slowly that begins to disappear. Talk therapy. A lot of times people who use drugs or, they're great talkers because a lot of times they have been deceiving people for a long time with their addiction. And so don't compete there. Yes, you could talk, of course, hear their story, but you don't want to get into a talking round because there's no way you're going to win. They're excellent rappers, talk your head off. But the question is that changing their behavior? And usually, no, it doesn't. They're just talking. Go beyond the addiction to recovery, to self-discovery. Take it to the excellence. So what are we talking about? Unfortunately, over the years, this list is growing, and it's still growing. Alcohol, drugs, smoking, food, relationships, codependency, stress, anxiety. There's so many, gambling, shopping, devices, and now there's, sex addiction, and on and on. The longer trainings that we have, we definitely go more into depth with this, but there are so many addictive behaviors that are not healthy, that are destructive, again, that we can get a handle on and start to make those changes, develop ourselves. So what causes it? What are some of these root causes? Unfulfilled purpose of life. Maybe I grow up either in that environment that I outlaid, or even if it was very, very healthy and supportive. But what do I want to, who am I? What does fulfill me? How do I learn? Where do I get? Or maybe my parents have my whole life laid out for me already, and they're living vicariously through me. There's a lot of different scenarios. Lack of parental nurture. Maybe they let me bring up myself, but I'm a kid. What do I know? And so sometimes they know no boundaries, and they grow up with issues about that. Disconnection with their spirit. Maybe they have everything. Maybe their God was, earning money, their dollar, their rupee, their ruble, whatever their dollar is that, or my great beauty, or my intelligence. And my spirit, no, I never think about that. We never talked about that. I never think about that. I'm successful the way I am with my beauty and all the money I have and my power. So again, integrate it. And there are many, many more. So progression of healing, detox. We had a residential facility at one point. Everybody was detox, whether they medically needed detox or not, just as a cleanse. 3 days on a medical detox diet, amazing experience with juices and herbs and vitamins and a very, very specific yet delicious diet. And that ultimately is that integrated health, gives you longevity, and that of course is going to affect consciousness. So from recovery, and then we elevate that to even self-discovery. Yes, who am I? Consciousness, awareness. You cannot change a person unless their neuron patterns of their brain have been changed to give you that conscious awakening and experience. It's all about the, oh, I get it, I understand, I see. Consciousness, awareness. That happens through the neuron patterning of the brain, which many times gets activated in our meditations. So, Kundalini Yoga, the core of it, like I outlined all the different systems, that is going to give you that excellence. Whether you're a beginner or you've got physical issues or whatever your situation, it also incorporates the breath, and you're definitely, that's part of the great healing process. The meditation for the mind, for the psychological addiction. You have a physical addiction and psychological. Nutrition restoration, food helps to restore your health, physical and mental. Herbs, vitamins, counseling, conscious breathing, sound therapy, nod, the whole elevation of the sound current and how that affects human behavior and consciousness. So Kundalini Yoga is going to strengthen. These are debilitated systems that drugs break down, and this is an excellent way how to restore, rebuild, strengthen what has been weakened. Nervous glandular system changes the blood chemistry and the metabolism. Recalibrates, there's the neuron patterning of the brain to restore that conscious awareness. Mental self-control, inner knowing, your true self, dignity of self-autonomy, intuitive sensitivity. All these things is what happens in our meditations. So the breath balances emotions, reduces reactivity. A lot of times when we react emotionally to a situation, that's what gets us in trouble. We say things later that we regret, we throw a punch, we get into fights, we end up we lose our job, we get divorced, we said things we shouldn't, we regret, all kinds of stuff. That is the discipline. Don't say it. Don't say it now. You're too reactive. Wait. But that's hard. Changes your mood, overcome anxiety, deals with urges, triggers. Nutrition. So a specific vegetarian diet, that's what I told you about with the detox and rehab. The juices, herbs, vitamins, cleanse and then rebuild the system. The body responds so beautifully once you start catering to it and really taking care of it. It's like giving your body and your soul and your mind a big kiss. Superfood. Celery is great for the nervous system strength. Helps with insomnia. Turmeric for joints, and garlic, onions, ginger, all these special blends and different combinations of food. Yogi tea is excellent for the liver. Liver is really the first organ that gets debilitated, especially with alcohol. Counseling. Acknowledge the past, but don't dwell in it. You're living today for tomorrow. Awareness of the pitfalls, the victim. consciousness. Get to the root cause of the addiction. This humanology, we have many, many different specific topics that have been given to us. Self-defeating mental attitudes, when you become your own worst enemy, and how to be aware of that and what to do about that. Generational wounding, from generation to generation, problems, debilities get passed on, maybe because they don't know any other way. Compassionate parental identity. All right, your family was the way it is. Okay, there's nothing we could do about it today. However, we can rebuild that. We can be compassionate. We can let it go. And the one very beautiful thing is, let me not reproduce that into the next generation. Let me not pass it on. Times of crisis are great times to make profound changes. Every victory develops your strength without fear or guilt to create a life full of happiness and commitment, which we each deserve to live. It is our blessing to share these practices for daily living, giving the most practical experience and enriching the quality of your life. It is the birthright of all people to be happy and live in peace. This is our prayer. So, I've said a lot. And but now you'll get a chance to kind of digest it. All right. We will, like I said, we will have time to, I know your minds are going, well, I have this and I've done that to my child and this was done to me. And oh dear, what am I going to do? And just relax. We're in good hands. We're in a safe environment. And you will have a chance to move around a little bit. We'll do a little bit of breathing, a little bit of yoga. And then as a beautiful way to really let any issue that you're dealing with, whether it's recent or way, way, way back when you were very young, or your child or somebody you know or whoever, to let any of that go. So that's the best gift that we brought today for you. So I'm going to turn it over now to Emily.
Thank you so much, Mukta. So let's take about a 2-minute break. Let's get ourselves ready for a yoga practice. We're going to do about 20 minutes of Kundalini Yoga. So get whatever you need for that, and we'll be right back.
Theresan Kaur from Three Europe. As per privacy policy, we cannot share your email with Super Health, but if you want to leave your email to be updated on any program of Super Health, please share your email in the chat. Thank you. Satnam.
All right, we ready for some yoga? Okay, great. So we're going to start out with some cat-cow. All fours, just go between cat and cow, breathing powerfully, warm up the spine. Your last deep inhale. On the exhale, push it back to baby pose. Take a couple breaths there. Very nice. Grounding your energy. And let's come back up to seated, easy pose. This is a Kriya to create internal balance. It's for our emotional balance, and it's a workout. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sit with our hands like this, easy pose. And our hands are going to move powerfully like this, as if we're bouncing a ball. And just get into the motion, move powerfully. And if you close your mouth and breathe through your nose, it creates a natural breath of fire. Just move powerfully and go. Release the motion, come back to stillness, close your eyes. Inhale, pull Bulabunda, hold. And exhale. And just relax, release, and meditate. And integrate. Next, we're going to move to all fours again, like we did to warm up. Coming to all fours. What we're going to do is like a cow pose push-up. So dip your belly, lift your crown, tip the tailbone up in the cow pose. And as you inhale, you're in cow pose. And as you exhale, you're going to bend your elbows and put your forehead all the way to the floor or wherever your forehead goes for you. Take it to your own level, please. This is inhale and exhale as you touch your forehead to the floor. Inhale to cow pose, exhale as you touch your forehead to the floor. Inhale, cow pose, exhale, bow. This energizes the brain and it might make you sweat. Very slow, come back to seated. The next posture that we're gonna do, make a fist around your thumb. Bring your arms out to the side, like this. And it's gonna be an alternate punching action. The punch is a diagonal. It's not out to the side, it's not out to the front, it's a diagonal. So it's a this, right, left, diagonal, punch. And go ahead. Breathe heavily and move fast. Great work, everybody. So now releasing the punching, but keeping the arms up like this. We'll take a big inhale. We'll pull Mula Bandha, holding the breath at the top. Pushing the energy up. And exhale, release. Release the root lock, closing your eyes and just meditate. Fluttering open the eyes. Next, our hands are on our shoulders. The elbows are up and slightly forward. We're going to alternately lean to the left and to the right, to the left and to the right. We're not stopping in between. It's a smooth movement. Our head is staying in line with our spine. There's no loosey-goosey with the head. Head in line with the spine, swaying left and right. Move powerfully. Coming back to stillness with the hands still at the shoulders. Come back to stillness. Take a big inhale, hold at the top, squeeze the root lock, Mula Bandha, pushing the energy up, up, up. Holding. Exhale, release. Release your arms, come to easy pose, closing the eyes. Integrate and meditate. Everyone's doing beautiful. I love seeing everyone practicing together. So we're going to bring in some navel pumping. If you are pregnant or a woman on the first 3 days of your cycle, we're going to skip the navel pumping, just do long, deep breathing, but you could do everything else we're doing. So in easy pose, we're going to interlace the fingers and arms, forming a hoop in front of your heart. The hands are about 12 inches from your chest. Find your own balance point. We're going to inhale, hold the breath, vigorously pump the navel as the breath is held. So let's practice. Inhale, hold the breath, pump the navel as much as you can, fast, fast, vigorous. When you can't hold the breath anymore, exhale. As the breath is held out, vigorously pump the navel as much as you can. Great. And just continue that way. Inhale, pump your navel as much as you can. And then you exhale, holding the breath out at the bottom, pumping your navel as much as you can, and just continue with that pattern. Next, we're going to keep the breath pattern. We're going to keep the navel pumping, but now just close your eyes, focused on your third eye through the closed eyes. I can't see everybody, but I want to see some bodies moving. Like, this is vigorous navel pumping. It should be making you shake a little back and forth. Vigorous. Looking at the third eye through the closed eyes, and continue. Now we're keeping the breath pattern, we're keeping the closed eyes, looking at the third eye, and we're adding in a spinal flex as if you're riding a horse. And just keep pumping that navel and move with it. Adding the spinal flex. Beautiful. Great job, everybody. So who needs crunches when you've got when you've got navel pumping? So let's release the navel pumping. We'll release the spinal flexes, and we're going to keep the hands like this. And now what we're going to do is chant HUD, HUD, HUD. It's HUD, it's H-A-R, but it'll sound like HUD, HUD, HUD. Your tongue is going to hit right above your front teeth. It's HUD, 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 HUD. Nice and fast. Every time you pump your navel, it's a HUD, 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 HUD. So pumping the navel each time a HUD, and go for it. This is the last part. So really go for it.
This
Great job, everybody. Thank you for your beautiful yoga and participation. It's my very favorite thing to see. So we'll release, relax, close your eyes, Gyan Mudra, and just meditate and integrate for a couple moments here. And return to regular breathing. All right, beautiful, beautiful job, everyone. Thank you so much, Satnam. So now Mukta is going to lead our meditation session.
Thank you. That was great. Okay, so this is a well-spent 5 minutes that we're going to do this very, very simple, beautiful meditation. We get to move our bodies a bit. And what's said about this mantra is used for transformation of anger and misery to give you peace and joy. Dukh is your pain. Sukh is your peace. So anything that you're feeling, thus comes the relief from pain, and happiness and peace comes to dwell within. Give your pain to God and take home happiness. So anything at all that comes to your mind, even that stuck in the subconscious or unconscious mind that has been painful for you in your life, anything that you could remember, pull it from your consciousness. And this is the moment to just release it and just let it go. As much as you could release is as peaceful and happy you're going to feel. And what we're going to do is, with our hands up, you're just going to cleanse your aura, just wash it over your body. So it's going to take a very, very strong concentration on your part to focus and just keep pulling it from your memory. Pain in your memory gives you numbness. This is your moment to give it back to God. Okay? Anything at all that crossed your mind as we were talking early in the program, just this is the moment, whether it's pain or anger or fear or mistrust, whatever it is, even if you don't have a name for it, it's fine. This is your moment to cleanse your aura, to let it go. Right? So we're going to play some very, very beautiful music. The words are there. You could sing along with it. And just really use this 5 minutes in a very well spent time. After you see, you'll feel completely transformed. This is your moment to allow it to go. It no longer serves you. So you mute yourself, so we'll just hear the music, but you could sing in your own presence. Okay.
Just chant. And you start feeling like you are foolish to be angry.
So para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Para har sukh kar le jai. Para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai. Para har sukh kar le jai, dukh para har sukh kar le jai.
Just chant. And you start feeling like you are foolish to be angry.
Dukh par har sukh kar le jai,
Dukh para har sukh kar le jai,
dukh par har sukh kar le jai,
dukh para har sukh kar le jai.
dukh par har sukh kar le jai. Dukh par har sukh kar le jai. Dukh par har sukh kar le jai.
Dukh para har sukh kar le jai,
Dukh par har sukh kar le jai.
dukh para har sukh kar le jai,
Dukh par har sukh kar le jai.
dukh para har sukh kar le jai,
Dukh par har sukh kar le jai.
dukh para har sukh kar le jai,
Dukh par har sukh kar le jai.
dukh para har sukh kar le jai.
Dukh par har sukh kar le jai.
Inhale deeply and exhale. Inhale. And now just sit very still, very peacefully within yourself. Close your eyes and allow this mantra to transform any anger, misery, unhappiness to peace and joy. Give your pain to God and take home happiness. Turn your pain into peace. Inhale deeply and just raise up your arms, shake out your fingertips, shake, shake, shake. And sweep your aura as you lower down your arms. Feel beautiful, feel bountiful, feel peaceful, feel safe and protected. And relax. Okay. All right, and slowly open your eyes when you feel comfortable. Does anyone have any questions? I know we said a lot during this segment.
I have a little problem doing the navel pumping, but holding the breath, because I used to exhale when I do this. Then it's difficult. I don't know if there is a tip or it's just a question to do a lot of times.
I think that makes sense. And I think just like any breath pattern or any yoga pose, you're taking it at your own level. You're doing what you can, and that's what you did, and that was perfect. And two, it just takes a little while to learn. It's kind of a complicated breath pattern we were doing, and coordinating it with the navel pumping, that could take you a couple sessions to really get in there and learn. So maybe that was it. And
Yes.
yeah, you're always welcome to do things at exactly your level. So that was perfect already.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Any questions about the yoga, the meditation, anything super health related? We'd love to hear it.
Hi, everybody. So this is Siri Swami. Thank you so much for having this session. And that was a beautiful set and a beautiful meditation. I feel great. I feel a little bit emotional too. But so the good news is, tell me if I'm correct. The good news is that no matter what traumas we've been through in childhood, no matter what non-perfect mothering we did as mothers, all of that can be healed, all of that can be relieved in one form or another through Kundalini.
Yeah. Seriously, I'm so good that you came. I'm so happy that you're here. And that's the thing that makes it also hopeful, is that, you know, we try our best in each and every situation, and the people that have been charged to trust even as our family, our parents, our neighbors, our friends. And, you know, things happen, whether it's intentional or not. It doesn't matter, but that there's a way out. And that's what this is. There's a beautiful way out to reprogram, recalibrate that experience that we've had, so that if it has been debilitating, it no longer has to be. That we have these amazing tools and techniques at our fingertips to be used for purposes like this. And again, the thing that I really love about it is so that we know there's another way, and we have a choice with how we want to raise our children and what we want to do with them and teach them and give them an experience. Even if I took the hit, it's worth it if I could spare my child. So that's how I see it. And there's no room for guilt or blame or shame, not when we are each charged to do this important work. And each one of us are, otherwise we wouldn't even be here. So we have a big responsibility, a big job, to, if nothing else, just to see somebody in pain. Can you put your arm on their shoulder? Let them know it's going to be all right. Or what could I do to make your life better? What could I do to make your day better? It takes a lot to put your own fears and issues aside and reach out and extend yourself to another human being. That's the true act of kindness. That's what we're here to do. But it's a process. We're human. It's hard. Some days are harder than others, but we keep going. And then we keep showing up. So God bless us all. What else?
Tara Geet, go ahead. Tara Geet, did you have a question?
I'm sorry, I have some problems with my connection, but I would like to ask something about addiction. My father was an alcoholic, and I would like to know how I can deal with the genetic stuff in myself.
You mean how it affected you?
With the genetic issue, you know, it's always there when your parents are alcoholic. In my case, with my father. Do you have any advice about the genetic issues?
Oh, genetically, if it affects you? Oh, I think we lost her. Okay. Well, Tadagi, because you keep breaking out sometimes, so maybe I could talk to you a little bit privately after. Make sure we have your email so we could connect again. And yes, there's definitely things that you could do genetically. It doesn't mean that you were going to be an alcoholic because your father was. Genetics play a part just so much, but it's not like a doomsday, because my father was, I'm going to be, and so that's the way it is. Absolutely no, that's not the way it is. But there are things you could do to strengthen yourself, and even mentally, God bless him, that was his journey. That's not your journey. And you need to separate that out. And the more you do that for you, the more positively you're going to affect him, what he cannot do for himself.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Sanam.
Satnam. Okay. Anything else? Okay, Emily, you wanna? I think that we're just gonna be able to get to any kind of questions, and then the slides to wrap up. So we have a free download that you could get. Emily will tell you all the logistics, but we originally put this together when COVID happened and people were really wanting to know, certain meditations to help them. So this is Meditations in Times of Crisis. It's a beautiful little booklet. I'll tell you a little bit more about it.
So this ebook is a free download. If you leave your email in the chat, we'll send it to you today. So make sure you leave us your email, please. And it's visually beautiful. It's great to have around in a pinch. There's pranayama, there's meditations, and there's nutrition in there. And it's really short, powerful, effective meditations, really fun, actually, and easy breath work. And it's just perfect for, in a crisis, in a mental, emotional, in some kind of moment you're having. Just pull up this book, just pick something and you'll feel better. Just make sure you do it, but you'll feel better. It's real. I've done all these and it's like in a pinch, it'll help you feel better. So we'd love to send that to you today.
Okay. Also, I know we've talked about a lot of different things, the humanology and nutrition and just many, many different other issues. We have a training coming up, a weekend training in February that's online. So we wanted to invite you to that course. It's a beautiful course. We'll go a little bit more in depth with what we just, didn't have enough time for at this class. So it's a Saturday and Sunday in February 17th and 18th, but that's also on the website. You could see it, super-health.org. There's a lot of information, a lot of other books in the shop, and there's Emily's email. And anyone who has a direct question or afterthought for me, my direct email is superhealth12@gmail.com. superhealth12@gmail. So you could contact me directly. Just in the subject, put in, the free intro. I'll remember.
We're having a really special early bird price for the weekend training. This is 2 days of training online with Mukta and the Super Health team. $111 until January 1st. So make sure you get that early bird price if you want to take part.
All right, so let us conclude. Please place your hands together at the heart center. We're going to do Long Time Sunshine. Sing it for yourself. Sing it for someone who's dear to you. And sing it for those who know not to sing. Sing it for them as well.
Shine upon you, oh love, surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. May the
Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam.
And thank you for coming today, having the opportunity to be together as a family. May we ever live in peace and truth and be healthy, happy, and holy. Sat Nam.
Thank you.
Sat Nam. I'm going to stay around here for a couple of minutes, so if you just want to come up and say hi, I'd love to meet you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Terry Swami, it's great to see you.
Hi, Mukta. It's great to see you. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody.
I'm so glad you came.
Me too. Thanks so much for having this. You're having another one next Sunday, or the
Sunday is solstice.
The Sunday of solstice. Perfect.
That one is recalibrate the brain. So
Thank you very much.
yes, Tara Geet, where are you?
I'm in Guatemala.
Oh, in Guatemala. I see. You're a medical doctor.
Yeah, I'm a doctor. Pediatrician.
Yeah.
And I'm a homeopath too.
I see. Well, that's
yeah,
wonderful.
there is a good combination because I can treat the little patient with very real medicine.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it would be great if you come to the course. You need to know all this stuff, all this information. You're very important out there in the world.
I know. I know. Thank you.
Is this the first time you came to a super health class?
I'm sorry, my connection is not very good.
Oh.
Could you repeat? Could you repeat what you said?
No, we hope you come to another class.
Of course, if I can, because now it's a perfect time for me. But you are in Europe, isn't it?
I'm in Espanola, New Mexico, USA.
Okay, that's good. That is very good.
Yeah.
If you have that time, is perfect for me because it's only, I think it's 1 or 2 hours difference.
Yeah. Oh, this is the afternoon.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Here is 1 p.m.
Yes, this is the same almost.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
That's great. No, I was saying I hope you come again because you have a very important job out there in the world.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to do again. Of course, I'm going to follow you, and then if I know you're doing this, I'm going to participate again. Thank you.
Okay.
But the next weekend is the solstice.
Yes. Are you coming to that?
I'm sorry. I'm going to do it online.
We're teaching online next Sunday.
Yeah,
come?
next. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Recalibrating the Brain, Super Health.
Thank you. Good. Very good. Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
coming.
Do we have your email?
Yep.
Yeah, I sent my email in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, God bless you. You're doing very important work.
Thank you. Yeah. We are here for serve people. That's a clear thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. Okay. So, stay in contact with me, and then we could tell you more about the next weekend at the solstice. But we're teaching online.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Satnam.
Mukta, I wanted to mention something to you for a moment. So I'm teaching online at UNM in Los Alamos. I'm teaching a brand new program, early childhood education. And it's an online certificate that leads into students who want to continue on with their associates and their bachelors at UNM or Santa Fe, wherever they want to go. So it's a 10-week course that I teach online. It's very intense. It's college credit. And I'm having to follow the college curriculum, of course, but they're letting me add in all of these little tidbits from what you're teaching. And it's fascinating. I had my first cohort, and I'm gonna have my second in January, but I had 13 women, and most of them are early childhood teachers in Los Alamos and Santa Fe, and most of them are also moms. So it was transforming. The whole course was transforming to them as human beings. And we have this cutting edge technology now. We have new theories. Like when I went to school for early childhood education, they were the old theories, which are wonderful. We're still teaching them, but now they have the new ones and the new like sociocultural theories and things that really relate to today's life. So I'm just going to keep bringing your information to the students who are teachers, future teachers, and moms.
Definitely. You could offer so much, you could put in yogic stuff, meditation, diet, food, a whole perspective. You have.
I can't do too much though, because there was one student who complained because you know how people complain about Kundalini, they think it's religion and sometimes they get upset about it. But I only taught a couple of breathing techniques, but the humanology part of it, how, pre-birth in the uterine, how that affects the children that they're going to be teaching.
Yeah, that's so. Congratulations! That's wonderful that you did that. I could do to support you. That's really great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to talk with you some more about it whenever you have a chance, and maybe I'll be able to come to the February course.
You should definitely, because the more you know and understand, the more you could just kind of filter in there. And you could invite them too.
Oh yeah.
That's the best thing to do.
What time? What a few of my well, at least one of my students, two of them will live in Española, because Los Alamos is so expensive, and difficult to find
Well,
housing.
this is the best price on this course. But Emily has all that information. She could, give you all the specifics.
Yeah, thank you. I was just wondering, what time is it on Saturday and Sunday?
It's 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. MT.
MT, that's European time?
Mountain time.
Oh, Mountain time, 7 a.m. till
1 p.m.
1 p.m. Okay. All right, I'll definitely think about it. Okay, I'll be in touch.
I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna put the link right in there.
I'm in Texas right now.
Oh, you're in Texas. Okay. Okay, yeah, I hope you come. It's perfect for what you're doing, and it's great what you are doing.
It's very complimentary, and it's very cutting edge, and you know, they don't teach you this when you go through childbirth classes or.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you, Mukta. Thank you both so much.
Thank you for being here.
Take care. Satnam.
Satnam.
Bye.
Okay.